I'm saying some questions.
Okay.
All right, so we're recording now. Thank you so much, Catherine.
All right, thank you.
Here, the first question that I have for you is, how long have you lived in Prince George's County?
I've lived in Prince George's County all my life. I'm 61 years old, and this has been my home.
Sick.
In Capitol Heights, Maryland.
When did your family come here?
My family came here about 65 years ago. Yeah, my sister was young a baby when my parents moved to Prince George's County. When they left the South, they moved to Washington D.C. and they worked and lived and what have you in D.C. But then they decided they needed more space because their family was growing, and so I had an older brother. And so when I was born, they decided they needed more space. And so they moved out here to Prince George's County.
3 siblings?
It's 3 siblings, that's right.
Nice. So they moved out here for more space. What are your earliest memories of being in PG County?
My earliest memories is being in my home, of course, and being surrounded by loving neighbors. And we had wonderful friends, and we had a big backyard because we have a corner lot. And so that meant that we had a little more space than some of the other yards, which all in the community are beautiful yards. But ours was like the epicenter. We played in the yard. We played in our house. We didn't have a basement, so we had to, we just basically played all over the house. We played jacks upstairs in the bedrooms. We rode bicycles in the living room, and my parents were fine with it. You know, we played school on the steps and what have you. And so we just had a good time. It was our indoor playground.
Awesome. Is the house still standing? Or?
The house is still there. My mother resides there. She's aging in place, and I'm with her right now. I'm transitioning, but I'm still there with her.
Fantastic. And she's here with you today. So
yes, she is.
You guys both do this as a duo.
Well, yeah, she's my supporter. She's my best supporter, I would say it like that. She's my mother and my best supporter, my cheerleader. She told me earlier that this is my gift to do the historical aspects of the family and do Black history and culture.
Tell us a little bit about it. You have a display of a ton of beautiful items.
Well, yes, I do. And my display today, the theme I selected was the family gather at the table, and it's based on the traditional African American community when Sunday was always the day to just sit at grandma's table for the most part and have a big dinner. All the cousins and aunts and uncles would gather, and they have a wonderful meal, and they just sit around and talk and what have you. And lessons were learned at the table, and they just had a good time fellowshipping.
Here. Oh, sorry. Alrighty. How has your time in PG County changed?
How has it changed? Well, first of all, integration changed with desegregation. I have a yearbook there from 1971, which is my sister's yearbook, and I brought it because it was representative of the times that the school system went through the change. I was supposed to I would have gone to Fairmont Senior High School, but they built Largo High School, and by the time it was time for me to go down to high school, we got bused to buoy. That's when desegregation was really in full force. And so we were bused to buoy, so I didn't have that traditional African-American experience, high school experience. I went to Thomas G. Pullen Junior High School, which was predominantly black, but then they started desegregation, and we were bused to Greenbelt Junior High School, so that's when we really made that transition. And
do you think that, well, actually, here, better question. Is there anything from then or even like present day that you'd want to highlight? Any people that we should know about or that the history books missed? Because that's a lot to experience.
Yeah, it is a lot to experience. And I tell people that I was raised in Prince George's County. First of all, I was born in historical Freedmen's Hospital in Washington, D.C., which is now Howard University, as some may know. And I tell people that my parents wrapped me in a little pink blanket and brought me out here in Prince George's County. And, it's been an experience. And as I grew older, I went to school, like I said, and we went to church, attended church out here in Prince George's County for a while. Then we moved to a church in Washington, D.C., my grandmother's church. And, when I got grown and old enough, I started partying in D.C. I went to school a little while in D.C., and I worked in D.C. for a while. But it wasn't until I volunteered volunteered at the Black History Division through Berlin Park and Planning Commission, and that's when I really discovered how rich the history and culture is in Prince George's County, and African American culture is in Prince George's County, and it really changed my life. You know, everyone has that transition or that aha moment, as they call it, and so that's what happened for me, and everything just shifted back to Prince George's County. I started working in the county at Prince George's Community College in various places, and we went to a little party, went to the Capitol Center, that's history, and I attended churches, black historical churches in Prince George's County. So it has been my life thus far. Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to share?
There's not too much else I can share, except I would like to continue to study my family and my roots and encourage other people to do the same thing. I received an overwhelming response today. People, bringing back memories of their families and their photos and their what have you. And that's really what my passion is, the African American photos, family photos, as a way of exploring my genealogy.
No, you've preserved them pretty well.
Yeah.
I must say.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
All right. I'm going to end this recording.